1947, a time where not only a line was drawn on a map, but due to which 20 million people got displaced, 2 million were dead, families were torn apart. This is not just any mere history, this is memory, this is trauma, this is torn apart by Supna Hado. Supna Hado is a British Indian author who writes with the weight of inherited memories. She doesn't just recount the stories of the partition, she excavates them, giving voice to the children who lived through history's darkest times. Her work bridges generation, ensuring what was torn apart is never forgotten, and that allowing future generation to build on a foundation of awareness and compassion. This book follows the story of two young boys who were thrown together during the partition of India in October 1947. One is Ibrahim, a young wealthy Muslim boy who gets separated from his family due to an attack on them. And second is Amar, a Hindu street boy in Delhi who loses his only friend Gopi during a riot in Chandni Chowk. Ibrahim meets Amar and asks him to help him cross the Pakistan border. Amar helps him, and as the story continues, two questions prevails. First, will the friendship survive despite the differences? And second, will Ibrahim ever reach his home? The Supna Hado does something very incredible with this book. She makes you feel the weight of that line drawn because she makes you understand that when you split lands, you not just split territories, you split people, you split peace, you split identities. As it is in page number 67 of the book, that this used to be a place where Hindus and Muslims all shopped side by side. Swapna Hado uses very devastating simple language. No flowery languages, no sugarcoating, just raw truth to the eyes of a child. Because children don't understand politics or borders. They just know that yesterday they had a friend and today that friend is called as an enemy. The narrative alternates between Ibrahim and Amr, making readers easy to understand what each boy thought of the other. This book taught me something very crucial. First, that brotherhood does not depend on race, gender, religion, caste, or anything. It's a feeling that transcends all of this. Second, that partition for those who lived through it was not a choice, it was a compulsion that turned many children into carriers of lifelong trauma. Third, that peace is not the absence of war, it is a presence of understanding. And that fourth, that certain mistakes taken by people in power can literally shatter the life of millions, and that those mistakes should never be repeated. But the sad part is, when I look into the world, I see the same patterns being repeated. Children in Jammu and Kashmir whose lives are normalized by bombings. Children in Gaza who are becoming breadwinners for their family. Boys in Afghanistan carrying guns instead of toys. It is just different borders, but the same wounds being made. And here what stays with you when you flip the last page of the book: the silence. Not the silence of peace, the silence of absence, of empty chairs at dinner tables, of names no one speaks about, of children like Abar and Ibrahim who became adults too fast. Partition was not a political event, it was a wound carved into the flesh of millions. And we who inherit this history, we owe it to them to remember them. Not the border, not the politics, but the people who turned into enemies not by choice but by decree. And it made me understand that peace is not a passive thing, it's an active choice we have to make every single day. Every generation faces a choice to either make a wall or a bridge, to make lines or erase them, to teach humanity or spread hatred. And I think that certain scars should never fade because they teach you that a line between a neighbor and an enemy can be drawn in an instant. It can also be removed, but it requires courage. So I would like to encourage you to read this book. Maybe in 1947 may have torn apart a subcontinent, but a book like this, they stitch memory. Thank you.